Hello my gorgeous loves out there and welcome. In today's video, I'm going to be trying a new brand to me. This is from Simply Posh Cosmetics. This is their new Citrus Punch palette. It is so cute. It's so fruity and fresh. So I want to see what the formula is all about. We're going to do swatches. I'm going to create a couple looks and then give you guys my feedback at the end. But before we get into this video, if you're new here, hello, welcome. My name is Bri and I'm just a crazy lover of all things beauty, and I like to post a lot of fun, colorful makeup content. I like to do a lot on indie makeup, so if that is what you're into, then please hit that subscribe button and join this little family. But with that being said, let's get into this video. Alright, my little fruity babes, I'm excited to get real fruity with this palette. It is so cute and it has such a beautiful color story. It's just so summery. Like, look at this. It just makes me happy just looking at it. But I've been wanting to try Simply Posh Cosmetics for a while now, and I've been like following their page and their different releases, and none of them pulled me in until this one was released, and I was like, you know what, it's the time to try this brand, see what they're all about. So this palette right here goes for $45. Here's the outer packaging. Like, they nailed it with the packaging. Here's the back of it. It's on like sleek cardboard packaging, which is what I prefer. And let me show you guys the inside of this palette. Look at the little frame around the mirror. Isn't that so cute? And then here are all the shades. They did these cool little monochromatic rows. There's 18 shades in this palette. There's 6 dual chrome shimmers and 12 mattes. It says the palette is cruelty free and vegan. And this is full of eyeshadows and pressed pigments. And you know, pressed pigments are considered not eye safe in the US because it can stain the lids. But in like Europe and stuff, it's considered safe. But it's up to you whether you use pressed pigments or not. It also says that the palette is magnetic, so you can move the pan, switch them out. It says that this is a talc-free, mineral oil-free, paraben-free, and cruelty-free formula. And it says, pro tip, best used with an eye primer or a shadow base. So I love this. I love how warm it is and citrusy. And I just love that they did little monochromatic rows, but I can see so many different looks to do with this. It's more on like the warmer side, but I like the green. I like the berries that are in here as well. So I want to see what this is about. And I love the little imprints with like the little fruit. It's so cute. Like, I love all fruit themed things. Fruity clothes, fruit packaging. I mean, come on, you see tons of pineapples in the background. That's where my heart's at. But I think it's like the tropical babe in me from the islands. But that was all the info. It does say it's low stock. I don't think they sell it anywhere else but on their website. So if you're interested, check it out before it's gone, and definitely Google a coupon code. I think I used a coupon code. I just looked one up. Maybe I got 10% off, but that is everything. I think we should now get into the looks. So let's get into the first look. Trust me, all of these looks are going to be very fruity inspired. So I'm thinking I want to start off with orange. Yeah, orange, yes. On the outer corner, we're gonna mix up a bunch of colors. But I'm gonna use orange, which is a color I typically don't use very much. But I'm gonna go with the shade orange, which is the darkest orange matte in the palette. And I'm gonna concentrate that on the outer corner. I'm gonna see what this formula is like, since I've never tried Simply Posh. And the pigmentation is really nice on this so far. Oh, by the way, I did prime my eyes with the Kaleidos Tone Activator primer, in case you're wondering, and I did not set it. So I'm not noticing a lot of kickback from these mattes. They seem to be a little bit more firmly pressed in the pan, because like a lot of powder is not coming out when you go into it. But I am gonna go into Clementine, the like lighter orange matte, and go over the edge of this one. See, this one has more of like a yellowy orange tone to it, like more like a mustard. I'm just gonna go over the edge. And these seem to be blending out very nicely, and I kind of like that it's not overly powdery. You know, you don't have to worry too much about kickback with these shadows. Now I'm going to clean off this brush. It's a Refer 13 brush, and I'm gonna go into Lemon right here, the darkest yellow shade that's in the pan or in the palette, and I'm gonna concentrate that in the inner portion now. I mean, oranges and yellows are made to be together. They just mesh so well. And I don't know, I was inspired to do something really warm and orangey on the lids today. This yellow lemon shade definitely has a little bit more kickback to it than like the orange one did, but look at that pigmentation. Oh, this looks so, so beautiful. So now I'm gonna go into the lighter, more pastel yellow shade, which is called Fizz. And I'm going to use that on like the edge of the yellow up into like the top part. I mean, I'm just trying it out. I'll probably use this as an inner corner highlight too, because it is on the pastel side. Now I want to put some green on the lower lash line. And I'm really gonna like do a lot of green down here. So I am going to go into Lime, the deepest green in the palette. And I'm just taking this flat shader brush and I'm gonna press it down here and really like exaggerate the green that's down here as much as possible. Now I'm going to take a little bit of the shade called Citrus, the pastel green, and I'm gonna use that to blend out the edges down here, just to soften everything and diffuse. I'm really liking these mattes so far. They have great pigmentation. They're going on the eyes very, very nicely, and everything is just blending very well into one another. So now let's do some shimmers on the lid. I haven't touched or swatched any of these, so I'm not sure how the shimmers feel, but I'm gonna start off with Tangerine. I'm just gonna go in with this brush, and then I'm going to spray it, and I'm just gonna use this on the edge here. These are dual chromes. It's definitely on the flaky side. This one looks like it's like pinky, pink to orange. The shimmers are picking up really weird, so let me try to use my finger. Yeah, this definitely has a lot of pink to it. Huh. It's weird because it looks like the shimmer is already starting to form hard pan as I'm going into it, which I'm not a fan when palettes do that. Especially because this is my first time going into it. I'm going to show you guys how it's kind of forming hard pan. Do you see that? That's crazy on the first try. I mean, it's picking up if I go in with my finger, but wow, it shouldn't be forming hard pan like that already. And now I'm gonna go into the Tangy shade. I wonder if they're all like this. Let me start off with my brush. I mean, they look so pretty in the pan, but I think this one is instantly forming hard pan as well. Ooh, I mean, I know that there's like a method to try to pick up the hard pan by going in. I think, did someone say you put tape on it? Well, this one is like a yellow to green shifty shade. And they're not picking up the best. They seem very firmly pressed into the pan. So it's kind of hard to pick up the shade. I'm gonna use my finger because I feel like that's the best way to try to pick it up. It's so pretty, but I think they're just too firmly pressed into the pan. Now let's go into Fizz. I'm going to use this light yellow as my inner corner highlight. See if it's pigmented enough to brighten. And I'm going to bring it down here, and I'm going to bring it up. Yeah, that one has pretty good pigmentation for a light yellow. I am going to take a little bit of Sour down on the lower lash line to add some more green down there. I wonder if this one's going to hard pan as well, but let me try going in with a brush. Okay, this one doesn't seem to be immediately forming hard pan, so I'm not sure if all the shades are going to do that in this palette, but I'm going to just stick that green here. This one looks like it has pink to it, like a pink shift. I'm just going to run it over the front of that green. So here's how the look came out. I think it looks really, really pretty overall, like the mix of the shades. I'm just really concerned about these shimmers. It just looks so terrible. Like, look at that. These two, the green one didn't do it, but the other two did, and I'm not sure if the other shimmers are going to, but we'll test them out in the next look. So I'm going to leave it as is right here. I might add like some little stickers. I picked up some stickers from Amazon, so I found one that had a bunch of fruits on it, so I think I might add some stickers, do my liner, mascara, I'll figure out something for my lips, and then I'll be back to show you guys the completed look. All right, my loves, I'm back, and here's the completed look. What do you guys think of this one? Huh? What do you think of this little color combo? I think it definitely matches the vibe of the palette. Very citrusy and fun and bright and fruity. And overall, I'm happy with how the look turned out, even though I had a little bit of a hard time with the shimmers, but they look pretty on the lids. They're just really hard to pick up, but I do like the little shifts that they have. And I just think this color combo came out really, really nice. So I did add little fruity stickers. This is like full little lemons, and then these are little lemon slices. I don't know if you guys can tell. I feel like it's kind of hard to see it, but I thought that was a nice little addition to the look to make it even more fruity inspired. And then I used the Chucky liner from the Glam Light Chucky collection, the liquid liner in the set. And then I used the LA Girl Shockwave liner and Gotcha, the waterline, to enhance the green. I did use my usual mascara combo that I tell you guys about all the time. And then for my lips, I went in with the NYX This Is Milky Gloss and Mango Lassie, a nice little glossy orange moment. And that's all I did for look number 1. I'm very, very happy overall. So I think I'm ready to go on to look number 2 and try some more of these shades. All right, my loves, so let's get into these more berry shades, pinky shades, maybe do a pop of green for this look. So something a little monochromatic with a pop of green. So I'm going to start off with grapefruit, this mid-tone pinky shade, and I'm going to use that through the crease. I did prime my eyes again with the Kaleidos Tone Activator Primer. It did not set it, but I'm going to use that as my initial transition shade and just get that all through the crease. I'm gonna have a very pinky berry look for today's look. It's actually another day when I'm filming this, and I did wear the other look all day, and I didn't have any issues, no fading, no creasing, so that was good. And I had it on for, I would say, a good 8 hours, so it did very well. So that's a good sign. Let me just blend that all through the crease. Now I'm going to take this shade called Blood Orange, the deepest shade that's in the palette. It's a nice deep, very pretty pink shade, and I'm going to concentrate that on the outer corner and layer that on over the grapefruit shade. So I want to see how darker mattes do over other mattes that are in this palette, just to test the formula, because sometimes darker shades don't do that well over other mattes, and they just like lay better on their own, like directly to the primer. But this one's going on fine, and it's adding a good amount of depth to the outer corner. So now I want to take this smaller blendy brush and go into the shade called Quench, which is more of like a corally pink, and I'm going to use that on the edges here. This one is a little bit more powdery and has a little bit more kickback in the pan. So I'm going to use the same shades on the lower lash line. So I'm going to go into Blood Orange and use that on the outer corner, bring it through, and then blend out the edge with the other shades. I'm going to take this teeny little angled brush and go into the grapefruit shade now to blend out the edge of the shade just slightly, to get a nice diffuse blended edge. So now let's start getting into some of the shimmers. Hopefully these ones don't form hard pan. I'm going to use Flavorful on the edge and then use Tasty in the inner portion, the more like corally shade that we have here. So let me get a flat shader brush. I'm going to take this one from Kaleidos. We're going to go in and see how this one does. I don't know. I think this one's going to also form hard pan. It's just so firmly packed into the pan that it's not picking up the best. But I'm going to wet it, and then I'm going to just use it over the edge here. This one looks like maybe Is there some blue to this shade? I can't really tell. But it has like little sparkly bits in it. It doesn't even feel like it's spreading that well on the lid, even though I wet the brush. Now I'm going to go into the Tasty shimmer right here. Pick it up on the brush. Yep, it's immediately, it looks like it's starting to form hard pan on this one as well. And I'm gonna put it here. I feel like this one picked up just a little bit better. Okay, so this is more like a peachy shade, but it's adding, you know, some brightness in the front lid part. This one seems a little bit more softly pressed in the pen. It's not as, I feel, firm as the more like berry magenta shade. So I just want to show you guys. You see, hard pan is right there. There's hard pan in that one and this one too. But this one's not too bad, or this sour shade, which at least those ones aren't really forming hard pan yet. So now I'm going to take the citrus shade right here, this limey kind of pastel green, and I'm going to use that as my little pop of green for this look. Okay, I mean, it is showing up. Just usually pastels are a little harder to build up on the eyes and get to show up, but this one actually definitely has more pigmentation than the yellow light shade Fizz, so I'm happy about that. I love a good pastel-y green in the inner corner. I'm gonna do one final step for this look, and I'll actually do it on camera with you guys really quick. I usually do these steps off camera, but just so that you guys see what I'm doing, I'm gonna go into the Not in the Mood palette from Unearthly Cosmetics, their Cake Liner palette, and I'm gonna go into this limey green shade, and I'm gonna add like a little detail to the look. I'll show you guys on one side, and then I'll probably finish it off camera on the other side, but just so you guys see. So there it is on this Glisten Cosmetics brush, and I'm gonna do like a little arch here. I'm gonna just follow my natural crease, and I'm gonna wrap it like that, like around. I mean, I probably need to build the shade up, but just so you guys see what I'm doing. I don't normally do that shape, but I don't know, I kind of felt inspired to do that. So I am gonna build this line up and get it to look a little bit more opaque. And then I'm gonna do it on the other eye. Maybe I'll add like a little gem right here. And then I'm gonna complete the rest of the look, because that's it for the shadows that I'm going to use. So let me finish everything up, and then I will be right back to show you guys the completed look. All right, my loves, I'm back, and here is the completed second look. What do you guys think of this one? I love it so much with the pink and the little bit of green, the liner detail. I like doing this shape every now and then. It is not my usual go-to, but it's fun to, you know, switch it up with the liner details. And then instead of doing something like fruity in the inner portion or a gem, I added these little flowers that happen to match the colors on my lids perfectly. It's like pink, and it has like these little yellowy centers. These are supposed to be for like your nails. I got a bunch of like little decals that are for nail art, but I thought they would be perfect on the eyes. Like I have all these different flowers. Get them off of Amazon. I got this huge pack for like 11 bucks. It has all these different shapes, like butterflies and stars and hearts. So you'll be seeing a lot of little shape details on my eyes as we go through the summer and even into the fall, because I even have fall ones too. So I'm very happy with what that did to the look. It just made it so much more fun. But what else I did off camera to finish this look is I went in with my usual mascara combo. You guys know the deal. And then I went in with the Coloupop liner and Loverboy. I kept it pink on the lower lash line. And then I wanted like a pinky glossy lip. So I have this one from Fenty. This is the shade called Ruby Milk. And that is all I did to complete the look, besides the little added details. Oh, I love this one. Oh, and I also did add a little bit of shimmer on my brow bone. I used this one called Tangy. I just figured I wanted something shimmery on my brow bone to give a little highlight there. And that's it for look number 2. So I think I pretty much know how I feel about this palette. So let's get into my like final first impressions. All right, my love. So I do have mixed feelings about this palette. Overall, I think it's really pretty. I love the color story. I love the theme. I love the bright, fun shades in here. I love the monochromatic rose. I think the mattes were easy to work with, buildable, blendable, pigmented. Only ones that you have to work with a little bit are these pastel mattes, but that's usually the nature of pastel mattes. They're usually more sheer. You usually want to go in with like a white base to really get them to pop. So that's not an issue for me. That's typical with pastels. But what my gripe is with the metallics, and I'm sure you guys already know what I'm about to say. They're hard to pick up. They're very firmly pressed in the pan, and once you go into it, they immediately form hard pan. Now this green one right here didn't do that, and the chasing one didn't do that too much, but all the other three that I use have hard pan already on them. I haven't tried the tropical shade yet, so I'm not sure if it's going to do that, but I hate when metallics do that because it just makes it harder and harder to pick them up, and you have to really dig into it, and then every time it forms hard pan, you're gonna scrape off the hard pan to get underneath, and then it forms it again, and you're gonna have to do that every time you go into the shimmers, and I just don't want to have to work that hard to get shimmers to work on my eyes. I mean, once they go on, they're beautiful and sparkly. They have really pretty shifts. I love overall how the looks turn out, but I don't want to have to work that hard to get a palette to work. And this is not the cheapest palette out there. It is a $45 palette, so I do expect, you know, better quality. It's not like a super affordable drugstore palette, which might not be as bad as a problem if the palette is only 15 bucks, but this is $45. It's not the cheapest one out there. So I just expected more, and I was so excited for this. And I know because of that issue, I'm not gonna wanna use this palette as much because I have a big collection. I have other palettes that have these bright, fun shades, and I'm always gonna go to those ones because they're easier to use than this one, which is unfortunate because it's a beautiful palette, a beautiful theme. I like the mattes, but the shimmers just turn me off in this palette, and that's just overall my experience so far. Now, I'm not sure if there are other palettes that are like this. I'm not sure if it's a reoccurring theme or if this is a one-off. I definitely will have to try other things from the brand to see if this just happened to be different from their other ones. But that was my thoughts on this palette, all my feels, the looks that I was able to create. You guys will have to let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Did you try this palette? Have you tried other things from them? Like, do you love it? Do you dislike them? I would love to hear from all of y'all. And if you're new here and you enjoyed this video, you like a lot of fun, colorful makeup content, you like a lot on indie makeup, then please hit that subscribe button and join this little family. I would love to have you here. Also, don't forget to check out the description below. I'll have the palette linked where you can check it out. I will also link the rest of my makeup I'm wearing in case you're curious. I will have other videos of mine you might be interested in watching, and I will also have my contact and my social media platforms. I'm also on Instagram as Brici Lifestyle and Brici_Beauty. So if you want to join my Instagram fam, I would really love that. But guys, thank you so much for taking the time to watch this video, for being here, being amazing. I just hope all of you guys are doing well wherever you are in the world, and I'm just sending you guys so much light and love. But until next time, bye guys.